Top stories today, and of course that's the SABC's editorial interference, or allegations of editorial interference report, which was released earlier this morning, and we heard and found some damning findings that came through as they were announced by Commission Chair Joe Tlolwe. Well, the Freedom of Expression Institute has been an organisation campaigning for people's voices to be heard and protected. Samkelo Mokhine joins us now. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm sure that an institute such as yours, Freedom of Expression, would be interested in what's been going on at the public broadcaster over the years. How did you receive this report?
We received it well, in the sense that it validated some of the things that one had been hearing, whether it be through journalists or through people that had been interviewed by the SABC. And so I think, for first and foremost, that it's a validation of some of the things that even staff have complained about, and just as a first step to say, yes, it is true, yes, this did happen to people, and yes, there were people, that the so-called enforcers, that did the enforcement on behalf of the powers that be.
So an institute like yours, what would be some of the concerns about the things that were going on and how they affect the freedom of expression?
Yeah, it's all, with us, news. There are a lot of people that rely on the SABC for news. So it's not necessarily just people that watch television in the cities. There are people that rely on the news that come through the radio. A lot of people. So if there is manipulation of the news, in the sense that there are people that have been pressurized not to have certain voices heard and certain voices are being suppressed, then it's not the kind of truthful news that we'd like to see, and that's the problem, and that impacts on the right to freedom of expression.
And it threatens democracy in the main as well.
No, absolutely. I mean, freedom of expression and the truthfulness around what people, the information that people get, is such a crucial centerpiece around which the Constitution is built, that any interference with that is something to be very unhappy about.
Are you happy with some of the recommendations that the Commission Chair outlined today?
Yes, we are, but with some of them, I think a part of our sort of push that these recommendations be implemented swiftly is that if they don't work as the Commission hopes they would, then there should be alternative action taken. Like if you say we will do team building and we shouldn't maybe remove certain people, it's well and good, but if that does not work, what do we do?
Right. So I just wonder now, going forwards, with your eyes on the public broadcaster, what would you like to see happening more of, and what have been your impressions perhaps in the past year, because there have been a lot of noticeable changes, one would think?
Yeah, one did get a sense of that things were changing, but I think internally, I think those people that have been really under the hammer for having tried to be as independent as possible and tell the truth as is, that for them it really needs to be a period in which not only are they acknowledged, but they are let off the hook in terms of just being left to do what they do best, and that the acknowledgement will not be enough. They really need to be encouraged to do what they do best.
Did any of the staff at the SABC ever reach out to you for assistance as an institute?
Yes, I think that was before my time at FXI, but even the SABC 8 initially, when they were dismissed, part of their legal advice and legal counsel was handled at the Freedom of Expression Institute before it moved elsewhere. So there were indications then that, in concrete form, that things were always not well.
Right. So perhaps things pointing in the right direction now, from what we're gathering.
Yes, definitely, but swift implementation of the recommendations, I think, is what the doctor ordered.
All right, so Mr. Mokhine, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very, very much indeed for joining us and giving us your thoughts, particularly wearing the hat of the Freedom of Expression Institute. Thank you so much.